Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is Aftab Aman and welcome to my channel again. Viewers, there is a famous saying that a reading nation is a leading nation, but unfortunately this reading trend is dramatically declining in our country. There can be many possible reasons: the use of social media, or maybe the digital technology, the digital distraction. The readers are not connected with books. Viewers, in today's video, I'm going to tell you about some great books. They are related to different topics. Their themes are different. So I have selected my favorite books. I will be sharing a brief introduction of those books. I have selected 10 books and I will give you a brief introduction about those books. And I'm sure that you are going to enjoy those books, and I also expect that you will read those books as well. Viewers, the very first book that I have selected is this one, The 100, a ranking of the most influential persons in the history. Now this book is very important. This gives us the ideology, the messages, the struggles of 100 great personalities of the world, starting from, peace be upon him, and many others like Shakespeare is there, the Freud is there, Newton is there, Aristotle is there. So the list is long. So you must go through this book. Now this will give you a lot of message. You will understand from their life that how they used themselves and how they contributed for the betterment of this world. So right on the top, I will keep this book that everyone must go through this book, and I'm sure that you are going to learn a lot from this book. Viewers, the second book now, that is related to philosophy, one of the greatest subjects ever. If you have an interest in philosophy, if you want to understand it, then the book that I have selected is this one, The Story of Philosophy by Will Durant. Now this is a very basic book about the philosophy. If you want to understand, and you must go through book. You can say that this is like a ABC of the philosophy, starting from the Plato, again going up to the modern Bertrand Russell. This gives the philosophy of every great philosopher. So this is another great reading, and I'm sure that if you read this book is going to help you a lot. This will develop your logical thinking, and this will make you a more rational person rather than emotional. So I advise everyone that go through this book, and I'm sure that it will be a worth reading and you will enjoy it. Viewers, as we know that everyone is interested to know his history. So being a human being, we also want to know about our history, that how we originated and how we came here. So there is a wonderful book, it's Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. It's written by Harari. Now this is another great book. Now this book will give you the evolutionary process of human beings, that how human beings started, how they originated, and what process they have gone through, and how they have got this recent shape. So this is again a wonderful book. It will give you the different revolutions that have taken place throughout the history of mankind. Such a wonderful book, and the writer is contemporary. You must go through book. You must go through this book. It's a wonderful. Viewers, let's go to next book. You must be very familiar with a line that behind every great fortune there is a crime. I hope that you understand what I meant to say. So to understand or to know about the history of mafias, you must go through this book, The Godfather by Mario Puzo. Such a great book again. This gives a fictional story of a family who are involved with the mafias and how they are corrupting everything. such a great book. You must go through it. And the very first line that is written on this book that attracts me a lot, and that become very familiar in Pakistan also the few years back, that behind every great fortune there is a crime. So you might be understanding that what that line meant and what context that was used. So this is a great reading. You must go through this book, and I'm sure that this will give you a lot of knowledge, and you are going to love this book as well. Viewers, let's go ahead and let's discuss another book. Viewers, we always think or we talk to ourselves that what habits or what effective habits we should develop in order to make ourselves a good person or the person who contributes toward the society. So to understand or to develop the great habits, there is a book, and I advise everyone that please go through this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now this is a very good book again. Now if you go through this book, you will come to know that the successful people, what are their habits, how they deal with their lives, what they do in their everyday life. So this is again a very good book, and certainly if you go through this book, I'm sure you will enjoy this book as well. Viewers, now let's discuss about our own country, our Pakistan. Many a times when we watch TV, we read newspaper, we hear a lot about our country, that sometimes the dominant role of military and sometimes the dominant role of religion. So there is a great book on this topic, and I really enjoyed this book, and I advise you, or I suggest you, that you must go through this book. Let me show you this book, Pakistan Between Mosque and Military by Hussein Haqqani. Such a wonderful book. This will give you a detailed description that how Pakistan has remained under the control of army or under the control of religion. Such a nice book, and you must go through this book, and I'm sure you are going to love it. Viewers, now let's discuss about the power politics, that how the political powers are shifted from certain hands to other hands. To understand those ideas, those political powers, and they are shifting from one hand to another, I advise everyone to go through this book, The Prince by Machiavelli. This gives you a very basic knowledge about the political power. Now this is a very classical book on this topic, and very important for those students who are in the field of political science, international relation, or those who are preparing for any competitive exams. This will give you a detailed study of power politics. So I advise you that buy this book, not from me, from any shop. I'm not here to sell those books, certainly. I'm just telling you about my favorite books. So go through this book, and I'm sure you are going to love this book as well. Viewers, now let's talk about the Partition of 1947. There is a wonderful book written on that theme by Khushwant Singh. Let me show you this book as well, Train to Pakistan. Now this is a novel, and this is a very good book. Now this tells us that before partition, how the people coming from different religion, they were living together in harmony and peace, and all of the sudden how things changed and they started killing each other. Thousands of people were killed, the Muslims were killed, Hindus were killed. Now this novel gives you a very good history. Though this is a novel, but it is a historical novel, so it gives you a very basic knowledge about that partition of 1947. So go through book, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy this. Viewers, now discuss a little bit about war, that the how wars are fought. So let me show you a book. There is a book, The Art of War. Now in this book, the writer tells that how we should fight wars, Now the writer is not suggesting that we must go through the war of weapons. Now he tells us the other ways, that how we can win the nations with other ways, maybe the economical development, the educational development. Now this book is not about the war of weapons or the nuclear war. So this is again a very good book. When I was going through it, I enjoyed it. So I advise you also that read this book, and I'm sure that it will be a very good reading for you as well. Let's discuss about the leaders, that who can be a leader. Now in this theme, there is a great book written by a Canadian writer, the Robin Sharma, a leader who had no title. Now this is a very good book, and this is very inspiring and motivating book. You must go through it. Sometimes what happens, we think that we will work hard and someday we will achieve something, maybe we will grow rich, or maybe we will be we will become certain officer or whatever, then we will serve our nation. So the waiting process is going in our lives. Now this book encourages us that wherever you are, whatever you are, you can involve your efforts, you can put your 100%, and you can serve the people. So you don't need any job, you don't need any post, or you don't need any title to serve the humanity. Just start serving rather than waiting and looking for a certain post. So this is again a very good book. I'm sure when you will go through this book, you will enjoy it as well. Viewers, let's discuss the last book, and let's discuss about the happiness. That sometimes we see that the people are wondering here and there, they have got everything in their lives, but still they are not happy. So the question they ask themselves, that why they are not happy. Now on this theme, there is a great book written by Bertrand Russell. This is the book, The Conquest of Happiness. This is a very good book. Actually this book is divided into two portions. And first portion, the Russell is telling us that what are the reasons of unhappiness, what are the things that we do in our everyday course and that make us unhappy. Then in the second part, he tells us that what things we should do that will make us happy. So when I was going through this book, I enjoyed it. So I advise you as well that go through this book, and I'm sure that you are going to enjoy this book as well. Viewers, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sure that you are going to buy certain books as well, and you will go through those books. And if you need any book from me, then you can mention the name of that book in a comment, and I will give you on temporary basis. You should go through that book, and then you have to return that book to me. So thank you very much, viewers. But before saying goodbye, I must request you that if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then please subscribe it and press the bell icon to watch my upcoming videos. Viewers, thank you very much for watching. I will meet you in some other video very soon. Till then, goodbye.